Resident Evil is a franchise that has lost its mind more times than all other franchises combined. I was hoping the 7th one would be the silliest game of all time, but Capcom failed. I like the franchise. The first 3 games ruined sleep for every 90s kid. Then came a game that was really good, so it sold a lot. Then came a game that was kinda bad, so it sold a lot. This caused Capcom to have a mental breakdown and create a game that was so bad it's amazing. Resi 7 begins with a video message from a woman telling us she's tired of her babysitting job. What kind of moron becomes a babysitter in a horror franchise? Then she records another message telling us to stay away, which is horror language for come here right now. It cuts to our hero Ethan, driving. He has received a message from his dead wife Mia, telling him to come to Silent Hill. No, Louisiana. Much scarier. Often horror games begins with warning signs, but here it's welcoming stuff like join us, accept her gift. I think we're gonna have a good time with a cozy sect. There's also this, but never judge a cult by the way they treat their cow legs. We enter this dirty house, never understood that about horror antagonists. What's with their hatred of vacuum cleaners? In the house we find a VHS tape. In a game that takes place in 2017. Then it makes sense it's so dirty, no one has been here since 2001. A VHS player. It's a recording for the TV series Sewer Gators. So I'm not gonna watch it, because all reality TV is fake. Thanks to Let's Plays I know where I'm supposed to go. Get yourself a nice bath with a friend, see a lit room, and here we find Mia. Well, alright then. We did it. That was easy. And that's the Killian experience. She screams we have to leave because Daddy is coming. I get it. She was never dead. She was just so embarrassed about Ethan that she faked her own death so her parents wouldn't have to meet him. I didn't think Resident Evil would reflect my life. The duo decides to leave, but the door has disappeared. Too bad, I'm gonna go look for snacks. A doll. That is in no way foreshadowing. Now the door is here, but Mia has disappeared. Maybe they switched places. There she is! What the fuck, Mia? You need to floss. She throws Ethan and then tries to stab him. She just threw me 4 meters. Why does she need a knife? You stink, Mia! Have some axe! Dead. A phone is ringing somewhere. Hello, I'm Zoe, and what you just saw was a splicer. You need to get out of there right now. Unless you're a door-to-door salesman. Then stay, everything is fine. Okay then, I shall walk out. Mia! About that scar. Okay, you are angry. Okay, you have a chainsaw. Haha, joke's on you, I'm not even left-handed. Upstairs we find a gun. Okay, here we go again. She really should learn how to duck. Dead. Again. Ethan gets knocked out. We see him being dragged and then his arm reattached with a staple gun. We are at a fancy dinner party. This is the Baker family. But there's no bread. That's when you know something is wrong. Could also be the human we are eating, but that might just be English food. Then they leave me without someone to watch over me. I know a trap when I see one, so I'm staying. Fuck it, time to explore. Never mind! In the hall there is a key to a hatch. We can hear the dad walking above us. The Japanese sure know how to make some scary stuff. There's this, Silent Hill 2, that one Beyblade episode that had a haunted train. We enter the first safe room. Resident Evil is a survival horror game. Survival is a code word for few item slots, but you can put stuff in a chest that uploads your items to the cloud. How does that work? They use VHS tapes and a clock can measure your health. Technology is all over the place. Zoe calls again and says we need to get out of the house. Thank you, Zoe. But no, I'm planning to stay here. Maybe settle down. Out of the safe room, someone is knocking somewhere. Alright, a police officer. Now would be a great time not to be vague and explain exactly what's going on. So the officer's like, "Sir, are you locked in there with a bunch of murdering psychopaths?" And Ethan is like, "I don't know, am I? If you give me a weapon, maybe I'll tell you." They decide to meet up in the garage. "Hiya, friendo. Are you okay? Grab a painkiller, you'll be fine." Boss fight. The best way to beat him is to grab the car, because cars kill everything. Oh no, he's taking control of the one thing that can kill everything. And he used it to kill himself. Oh no, he's alive! Save me, car! And then he shoots himself. Was he ever in any real danger? Up the ladder we find a horse body. No, not a real one, sadly. Use the body as a key and now the game opens up. For the remaining time we are going to go around, solving puzzles and finding keys. Yeah, the game suddenly turns into Resident Evil. I know it's on the cover and everything, but I still consider it a plot twist. Our first mission is to collect 3 dog heads. No, not real ones, sadly. First one, clock. Second one, book on the 2nd floor. Here we also find reason why everyone is so dirty. Oh, it's our old friend. What gives him his healing powers? He says my little girl has given us a gift. I don't want to spoil the ending just yet, but it's yoga. But he's like really good at it. To get the 3rd dog head we need to traverse a basement full of mushroom people and get the scorpion key. Instead of helping me, the officer has decided to take a nap. And boss fight, chainsaw duel. Give up, Sir Knight, you've got no upper body. Now we can go outside. Louisiana, lots of history. One time the French showed up to a place with swamps and alligators and said, "This seems like a great place." It wasn't a great place. In the backyard there is a trailer that has free underwear. So he calls us again. "Ethan, me and my family are sick and the only thing that can cure us is KFC. Mother has buckets and refuses to share. Would you kindly go get them for me?" Cross the bridge and enter this house full of giant bugs. Or just bugs if you are Australian. I need bug spray, but the house only has gasoline spray. The place is being patrolled by Mother Baker. She can control mosquitoes. Many say this game was inspired by PT, but so far we have stealth, a person that can control bugs, and an old person who is the world's greatest sniper. That last one might not be confirmed yet, but if the Soviets show up, Konami's gonna sue. Find a crank, raise a bridge, get the crow key. Now we can enter Old Lady, Miniboss. She has a lantern, I have a flamethrower. And she melts. Like in Super Mario Sunshine. Was she a plant? Now we can finally get our KF... The fuck? Here's a recipe for a cure. Zoe will get the head and I shall get the arm on the top floor. To get there I need to balance her lantern on this scale. Why not just hold it down? Also, most doors are made of wood, but I can't burn them. Beginning to feel like this game about magical viruses might not be realistic. Mother boss fight. Yeah, she's gone full insect. Therefore she won't come near me because I used a mosquito roll-on before I entered. That makes me immortal. She bit me! At this point, Ethan had been through a lot of disgusting stuff and not showered once. The taste was not what she expected. One bite and you die. I am actually offended right now. Time to go to the creepiest part of the game. A child's room. Ooh, a teddy bear. And it's leaking. No way this passed factory regulations. Disgusting. Then there's a girl. She's a child in a horror game, so I'm guessing she has psychic abilities. Return to trailer, receive a phone call. Hey Ethan, it's Lucas Baker. I kidnapped the girls and had all this crazy stuff planned, but I just found out about Club Penguin. Just come here and get the snake key. So we grab the key from the body of the sleeping policeman. Why is there a scorpion key, a snake key and a crow key? Why the specific species all of a sudden and why crow? Hippopotamuses kill 500 people a year, why not a hippo key? Get 2 key cards and head to Lucas' place. This whole segment is not scary, just annoying. He lures us into a monster arena, we gladiator now, which reminds me, Russell Crowe traveled from Austria to Spain so fast his bleeding hadn't stopped yet. Compared to that, this was easy. Blah blah blah, bunch of stuff happens, we did it! Mia and Zoe, she looks way too normal. Then Father Baker is back. He's now a monster. We defeat him by shooting him in the eye. Why is it always the eyes in video games, never any deadly areas? Time to save him by injecting the vaccine. And he hardens and dies. The anti-vaxxers were right. But now we only have one vaccine left. Do we save Mia or... do I know you? Now Mia and Ethan are leaving on a boat, and there's a bigger boat. And spoiler alert, here comes the big reveal. The gas tanker did it. A ship is a she, and she would have gotten away with it too, if she wasn't a 200-meter inanimate object. The game says my theory is wrong. Now we get to explore the ship as Mia. Ethan has been kidnapped by a black worm thingy. Time to save him. The ship looks a lot like my room. We keep seeing the little girl. There's like a 40% chance she's responsible for this. The girl tells us to play a tape that will blow my mind. It's Frozen, of course it is. She's like 10 years old, why'd I expect something else? Hey look, Ethan is trapped in a cocoon. Maybe if we wait here, he will turn into a beautiful butterfly. Yay, Mia saved us and tells us to leave because she's adopting the little girl or something. I don't care, I'm tired of her shit. Oh look, soldiers are showing up. I've played enough horror games to know that they will shoot me on sight. For some reason we end up in a salt mine, and it's a boring action part. The mine has a room completely filled with exposition. You know, the stuff I don't allow on my YouTube channel. There's also a kill the final boss serum. Then we return to the first house. The grandma was the little kid all along. It was pretty obvious if you've been paying attention. We see flashbacks that shows us that she was behind the attacks at the beginning. Allegedly. Maybe she's just taking the blame. Maybe all of this was just a trick to restore Ethan and Mia's relationship. Let's go beat up an old lady. Vaccine stabbed, and she melted. Maybe I injected her with water and she was a witch. Or maybe not. Final boss. Grandma has turned into a Dark Souls, and we have to fight her the only way I know how. Beyblade! Beyblade! Calcium! Finally, soldiers show up and one of them takes off his helmet and reveals himself to be Norman Reedus. The screen turns white and Silent Hills. The game was a playable teaser for the next Silent Hill. What a twist! Cancelled! And that is the Killian Experience. Hello everyone, if you're interested, there is a Killian Experience Discord now. Link in the comments and in the description.